Hey guys, you're not going to believe it, but it's Lori. My Manufactured Life, which I feel I should rename as My Manufactured Life is Falling Apart. It's been a long time. I haven't made any videos, and today I thought, well, I'm just driving home from running errands, and I thought, well, you can tell I just threw my phone up on the holder and pressed record. Anyway, I hope everybody had good holidays, and I hope that everybody is well and not sick with this flu that's been going around and actually killing people. So I hope everybody is well. I just wanted to do a quick chat. I haven't looked at my insurance information for my mobile home yet. It's there, and I said I was going to do it, but I just haven't done it yet. I'm going to have, this week I think I have some time off so I can actually look for the paperwork and get something done. But anyway, a lot's been going on. Like I said, I feel like life has been very traumatic lately. And not much on the manufactured home front. So basically my parents that live in Southern California flew up for Thanksgiving. Now I had talked them into it. I bought their tickets, and they spent a week with my sister in Central California, and then they spent a week with me in Northern California, and we had Thanksgiving at my house, and that turned out to be pretty good. Now my parents are 85, so my dad he's not really 100% anymore. So he had gotten a cold and a cough and wanted to go to the emergency room. That's his latest thing, is he always wants to go to the emergency room for, whatever is ailing him that day. So he wanted to go to the emergency room. He had a cold, which gave him a cough, which hurt his side from coughing. So he wanted me to take him to the emergency room the day before Thanksgiving. And I told him, Dad, you have a cold, you'll be okay. My mom was trying to, tell him he'll be all right. We bought him cough medicine, all that nonsense. And I could only hold him off until the day after Thanksgiving. When the day after Thanksgiving came and he wanted to go to the emergency room, we went. So we spent a good 6 hours in there for them to tell us that, he, had a cold and a cough and a little bit of a stomach infection. So I don't know if that was a full-blown flu, but it took him many weeks to get over that. They left after Thanksgiving, and my parents, when they went home, I think my mom had taken him to the ER 2 more times down there about this cold. I hope you're enjoying the scenery, by the way. I think it looks pretty. I can't tell because my sunglasses are on. Anyway, so that was Thanksgiving. Christmas time, I came down for the holidays and got a hotel room, and my daughter lives down there. I think I told you guys that. She's 22. She lives down there with her dad and my ex-husband, who is not I don't really like him that much. Anyway, if I'm being honest, I don't really like him too much. But anyway, so I came down for Christmas, and my daughter stayed with me in a hotel room because my son and his girlfriend stayed at my parents in their spare bedroom. And it was very, I forgot the whole Thanksgiving thing. When they were going home, I took them to the airport, and I don't know, I wanted to go in with them because my dad uses a walker now, and, I didn't want to have anything complicated. So I went in with them. We got him a wheelchair, and they brought him up to the gate, And we were just kind of waiting around for them to board, and my dad had to go to the restroom. So he took his walker, went to the restroom, came out of the restroom, sat down on his walker, and I thought, well, that's weird. I don't know why he's sitting there. So I, just jumped across the concourse there, and he had caught his arm on the latch of the bathroom door and ripped a big ass hole in his arm. So I was trying to find first aid. Apparently somebody called 911. So we had the police department, the fire department, and the paramedics show up for my dad. And they're trying to board the plane. So all I can think of is this man is so out of his element, he needs to get home. And I told the paramedics, can you wrap him up and he'll see his doctor when he gets home, because that's what he does, is he goes to the doctors and the ER all the time. And I shouldn't laugh, but it gets to be so much, you guys, you have no idea. So they wrapped him up and they went home. They made it home. Okay, so then Christmas rolls around. My dad was well during Christmas, so that was very nice. Before Christmas, sorry, in December, my son had gone to England with his girlfriend, and I was the dog sitter. I have a Chihuahua, my son has a Chihuahua, my daughter has a Chihuahua. And my son's Chihuahua, we got her in 2001, so she's 16 years old. And I'm dog sitting. I love her. She is the coolest Chihuahua ever. She's not yappy. She doesn't bite people. She has had a great life. She moved up here with him when he went to school. And we got her right after 9/11 happened, actually. But back to the story. So they were in England for, I think, 2 weeks. And I'm dog sitting. And one night she had dinner. And then she started kind of like gagging and threw up. So I thought, well, that's weird. She doesn't do that. And so then I noticed that her breathing was like getting very labored. So I was really bothered by that. I kept her quiet, kept her down, didn't want her walking around and didn't want her exerting herself. And the next morning I got up pretty like at 6:30 in the morning, and I called my vet and told him that I was concerned about my son's dog. And I didn't want to tell my son while he was gone. 2 reasons. One, he loves this dog as much as he loves anybody. And 2, he is terrified of flying, and I didn't want to tell him, hey, your dog is sick when you're flying home and you're stuck on that plane for, 12 or 13 hours. I thought he's going to have a total panic attack. So I didn't want to tell him anything. I took the dog to the vet, and the vet basically said, I can take x-rays and see what's going on. And I said, if you can tell me what's going on right now, that's best. So take the x-rays. He took the x-rays, and, it just didn't look good. She had an enlarged heart. She had a lot of issues. Her liver was enlarged. This is a 16-year-old Chihuahua. So, of course, I'm devastated, but I don't want to project that onto my son. And I talked to him one time when they were in England. So I texted his girlfriend and, told her what was going on, and told her, please don't tell him until you guys land in San Francisco. So she said, okay. They landed in San Francisco. First thing he said was, can't wait to see my dog. And his girlfriend told him, you need to call your mom, that's a problem. So he called me. I didn't want it to make it sound so dire. Sorry, motorcycle. I didn't want it to make it sound so dire, but I told him, you need to make an appointment with your vet so you can have a second opinion, because my vet seems to think that she has heart problems and liver problems. I didn't want to say she's going to die. My vet insinuated that it wasn't looking good for her. So I told him to get a second opinion. He did. We had to put the dog to sleep on December 22nd before we left for Southern California, because we all go to Southern California for Christmas. It was so devastating. I don't know. I've never had to put down a pet. My son went, I went, his girlfriend went, and my nephew went. And, well, I mean, we are four grown people that are bawling like babies. It was awful, you guys. My sister had put her dog down a few months ago and told me to go, that it would be, you know, good for me to go. It's very peaceful and quiet, which, yes, it is, but I could not believe how fast she died. Sorry. I'm still emotional over it because we love her so much. Anyway, we put her down on December 22nd, and he just got her cremains back. So that happened December 22nd. And we're almost in February, and I'm still crying over this, so I'm sorry. And I'm totally not talking about my mobile home at all this time. I don't know. So, sorry. Christmas was good. We had a great time. Everybody was there except for my nephew and his wife. And everything went well. I noticed my daughter had gained weight and she seemed a little down, but I figured, you know, she was just not feeling great that day. So a couple weeks after Christmas, her and her best friend flew up for a week-long visit. So they came up, and the girls seemed, you know, they seemed fine. They had fun. We did a lot of fun stuff. And when they left, my daughter was like hugging me extra tight, which I thought was kind of like, you know, I'm going to be, because I'm going back down to Southern California the beginning of next month. Just, you know, just a planned visit, 4-day trip to say hi and hang out, you know. So, are those mini? No, I thought those were mini horses, but they're not. So she hugged me a little tighter at the airport, and she kind of was getting choked up, and I thought, well, you know, I'll be there soon. I'll be there, you know, in less than 30 days. You're going to be all right. And that was that. She left. And then it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, which was kind of right after she left here. I think she'd only been home a week. I get this call at 3:30 in the morning from her phone, but it was her dad. And I sleep with the phone next to me, because with my cell phone next to me, because I'm always worried about my kids, you know, and I want the phone there if they call. So sure enough, it was her dad, and he said that she is having a meltdown right now. She was crying. She was hysterical. I didn't understand what was going on, so he put her on the phone, and I'm trying to understand what she's saying, and she's basically telling me that she doesn't feel safe. And I'm like, I don't exactly know what that means, but are you telling me that you're going to hurt yourself? And she said, I feel like I'm not safe, Mom. I feel like I'm not safe. I guess her and her best friend were trying to, you know, keep everything under wraps, and her best friend's parents found out and forbid her to talk to my daughter. I guess my daughter had threatened hurting herself, and they said, no, you're not talking to her anymore, which is crazy and super rude, and I think very mean. I know they're watching out for their daughter, but their daughter's not the one whose life could have been in jeopardy. So that's a whole nother video, which I don't even want to talk about because I'm still kind of angry at that. But basically, I literally went to work the next day, told work I needed to leave, and I bought a ticket, one-way ticket, and I flew down to Southern California to see what was going on and help my daughter. Now, she was on her dad's insurance. This is really getting to be a long video, I think. I'm sorry, guys. She was on his insurance through work because the kids in California could be, I don't know, it might be nationwide. They can be on their parents' insurance till they're 26. So, and since she's only 22, she was on his insurance. Well, he thought he would cancel her insurance because it was too expensive. And I'm like, wait a minute, she needs insurance. That's the law in California, is you have to have insurance. So, whatever. She signed up for Medi-Cal because she works part-time and goes to school part-time. She signed up for Medi-Cal. So she had Medi-Cal, tried to find her help. It's impossible. Medi-Cal is such a broken system. I mean, I counted 56 phone calls in 4 days I made to different branches of Medi-Cal, different doctors on Medi-Cal, different psychiatrists, different counselors. I called so many people, and it was just difficult to get help. So I finally just paid for her to go see a therapist who she really likes. Oh, and the bottom line is she's been suffering with depression, which, you know, I don't know if it's clinical depression yet because she hasn't been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure that it is now. I knew that she was depressed. I never thought that it was like you have to take antidepressants, but that might be what she's looking at. She also has anxiety, which I know, you know, I have anxiety, my kids have anxiety, and I know that she's a very anxious kid. She always has been. And then she has an eating disorder. She's not purging. What she's doing is withholding food and then binging and going crazy, and that's how she put on all this weight. So she is signed up for a outpatient therapy at an eating disorder clinic, and she's going to be seeing a psychiatrist to see if they think medication would help her, and she's seeing a therapist now once a week. So that all just happened, and I'm dealing with that on a daily basis also because she calls me every single day, and she always has called me every single day since I moved. So we're just trying to help her and figure out, you know, what can be done to make things better for her, because she's honestly, this should be the I don't want to cry. This should be the best days of her life. She's 22. She's a beautiful girl. She's smart. She's funny. And this should be the best time of her life. She shouldn't be depressed. And she shouldn't be sad about all this. And she shouldn't be overweight. She knows, you know, what going to the gym looks like. She's lost 100 pounds before. So I know she can do it. I just want her to be happy. I want her to, you know, find somebody to love, somebody who loves her. And I don't know, it's just been really hard. But I promise I want to keep my channel going, and I want it to focus on, you know, buying a manufactured home. This is totally off topic, I'm sorry. But it's just been a rough few months, and I wanted to share that, and things are going to get better, you know, and don't they say time heals all wounds? We shall see. But thanks for listening. Again, I'm sorry that this has nothing to do with a mobile home or a manufactured home, but I will get back on track. I'm going to try to do that insurance video this week because I have 3 days off and I'm happy. So that's it, guys. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.